Yes, so my people,
Yes, so
Las
yes.
Giddy effect is back. I don't know. Am I the only one? Is Akuma frozen right now?
No, I'm good though. I'm good though.
Mercy boy, can you see Akuma? Is it good?
Yeah. I can
Oh,
see him.
okay,
Yeah,
maybe it's just me.
I
How's it
can see
going,
I can see
people?
his beautiful face. That's not a problem.
He wants to deal with me. Oh. He's brought out
Oh
all the
my
muscle
god.
and
No, no,
stuff.
no. I'm not dealing with you. I just want to
uh,
deal with the issue that is on ground. That's all.
I've
You
never
know,
seen you smile like this, man. It's
We've
like I
never even
feel after
started
what.
the show. We've never started the show. It's already all guns blazing.
I'm telling you, man.
Oh my god, how are you guys doing, man? How you guys doing? Mercy boy, what's up?
Uh, from a footballing perspective, it's been obviously a little bit downer because obviously when Arsenal lost, you're thinking that just spoils your footballing weekend. It just don't look forward to looking at any of the results and stuff. Even Spurs even win. Like I told you before, when you want Man City to do something, they let you down.
Mm. Yeah,
They
but
just let you
yeah,
down.
Yeah.
yeah. I just get my frustrated. They lost that game. I just go to the gym, I just get frustrated with the weights, and because if I said I want to get frustrated on people, then they're not gonna like my attitude. So I just say, let me go and get myself frustrated in the gym, get angry with the weight, and just keep pushing until I can't push anymore. But
It was it
it's
was it
okay.
was
But
it was
to be honest with you, I am still raw. That wound
I
is
don't
still
no
raw.
honestly, Musty, but I don't blame you. I absolutely don't blame you. The performance on Friday was appalling.
Should the thing be say? Should I don't know whether Akuma will understand. Should Bashe lose, right? The way we lost the game
Mm.
is the what is. I'm not saying Arsenal cannot lose to Brentford,
Mm.
but the manner, the
Mm.
way we lost the game,
Yeah. Mm.
man.
Mm. Yeah.
man,
We
it's
got
To
bullied.
me, the
We
way I
got
am
bullied.
now, I
Yeah.
said when I come onto the show, at least you're gonna give me like maybe 2 to 3 minutes just to rant.
to rant.
No,
You know what?
no.
And we
You
will,
can
we
run.
will get to that in a moment. But
Mm,
let's kick off the show officially.
yeah.
Everybody welcomes Last Giddy Effect. I know as they go now, just a bunch of Niger boys coming to talk and banter about football. But before we get into the show proper, I'm just gonna, introduce the show officially.
Tick tock, time na money. Ori, me, check a shake yori. Lick it, come and take me away to the place of my desire. I don't wanna be there. Tori,
So yeah, you know what it is. It's Last Giddy Effect. It's my name. My name is Bemiga, and I'm here with Akuma and Mossy Boy.
Yeah,
Tade is not
so
here again today. You people, you have to calm down for Tade. Tade is going to come back. When you know the blunt pundit is gonna come back, and when he comes, I can see because Osmani is already here in the comments saying, "I see Tade still doing his, still doing his crunky impersonation. It's making things happen behind the scenes, you know.
yeah, so
So be excited, guys.
you know,
Anyways, welcome to Las Giddy
yo,
Effect.
no, listen, don't tell anybody to be excited, right?
Oh,
Because this is
no,
what
no, be
Josh
excited
told
about
us
Las
to be
Giddy
excited.
Effect, not about
That's right.
Arsenal.
yeah,
It's
so
two different
Two-
organizations.
yeah, that's right.
Anyways, Mossy Boy, I'm going to kick off the show with your rant. Go ahead and tell us how you are feeling in this moment about Arsenal.
Okay, so right now, I'm just not, I'm just a little bit disappointed that Tade is not on the show, and I'm sure he's going to watch the show later, right? Nobody, nobody can tell me now that this manager is good enough for this club. Nobody. Okay? Let's look at it this way, right? Everybody is saying that, oh, he's the owner. The owner is not doing this. The owner is not. At the moment, in this current transfer window, I would say maybe probably Arsenal is the higher. They still top the table on this spending at the moment, if I'm correct. If I'm not correct, anybody can correct
no,
me in the
you're
chat,
You're
correct.
right?
correct. You're
You're
absolutely
correct.
correct.
So, and this guy, at least since he's been at the club, he has signed at least 9 players. If I'm not right, someone else should actually correct me in the chat. There are some, like you said, there are some big problem and there are some small problem. Okay, sometimes solving the small problem can actually, make people kind of say, okay, the big problem is still there, but it can actually get people to kind of say, okay, I think right now, if Arsenal knows what is good for them, they need to let the money. A lot of people, even Ray Parlour, Martin Keown, all of them are saying that, oh, you need to trust the Tata, you need to give him time. For 17 months. And to people, when I said on the show before that we are not this bad under Emery, Bemiga, you are one of the people that said we are really bad under Emery. Tell me that this guy is better than Emery. We are really bad. Under Emery, we are not playing this bad. We are not playing this bad. Nobody can tell me we are bad.
In Emery's second season, I think we were this bad.
Thank you.
We
I
are
think we
what?
were this in Emery's second season. I think we
Oh
were
We,
this
my!
bad.
No, 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 no! Don't come and Tade. I said Tade Bemiga. Don't come and tell me that. Emery has gone 22 games unbeaten when he is Arsenal. This guy has never gone 5 games unbeaten.
no, he
Five
has.
games.
He has. He has. He went on the six.
At
He
the
has
end of
one.
last season, he
At the
did
end of
actually.
at the end of last season, Emery win 22 games, if I'm not correct. Okay, let me say 21 W's Emery has got before Emery just deep. And Emery doesn't have this amount of time before we fans started saying that he needs to go, he needs to go. Tell me what this guy has done better than what Emery has done.
Well,
Tell
to
me
be
that.
to
Tell
be
me. And
honest,
you're telling me is good. This guy is out of his depth. One thing I want to say, we lost. I was watching Tade's show on. I can't remember this guy. Oh, he was on one
his
show. I was
interview on Football Terrace, I
to
think.
football terrorists. I was watching him that he said when we are saying that we are saying I'm one of the people I'm saying that um Atata should give Balogun a chance. He should give Balogun a chance, right? We are saying that, and Tade was saying that people are saying, oh, when Balogun doesn't do anything when he was in that game. Okay, he doesn't do anything. Agreed, right? The reason why this young boy doesn't do anything in that game is because Atata has seen that okay, the two striker that is going to be playing on that day is Aubameyang and Lacazette. Those two players fall sick, maybe probably a day or two before the game, because within that day they've already know that those two. This young boy is not prepared to be in that game, right? He's not prepared. What do you expect from him? If you in the next game, if those two guys are not available, in Ketia is not available, this is the guy that is going to be in there again. Then they will get him prepared for the next game, which is not going to be. It's not going to be like kind of, oh yeah, yo, I'm on the limelight now. I need to come into the game. He's a young boy. You need to get him prepared for that game. You can't just throw in the game of that caliber. It's not going to do anything. And when we are saying you should give Balogun a chance, we're not saying you should kind of just throw him into the Premier League game. You understand what I mean? You need to kind of blend him in slowly, like what you did to Smith Rowe. Blend him in, then it just kind of get used to the game and all.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
the
Okay,
way
Mercy
Tade
boy,
was
Mercy
saying on
boy.
that day, listen, the way Tade was
Okay.
saying on that day is just like we're saying that, oh, Atata should just throw him in, bang, okay, do
Yeah,
show us
but
what.
some fans have
No,
said that though. Some fans have said that. Let's be honest. Let's be intellectual honest. Some fans have said throw Balogun in and stuff like that, and there's a
yeah,
reason why.
but the thing is not in this manner.
Yeah,
If you
but then
want to
again,
give Balogun a chance, you will prepare him at least a
yeah,
week
but
for
yeah,
that game that you want to go and use
but
him
then
in.
again, at the same time though, my argument is Balogun has been pressed that he's ready for the first team. So this is why this is dog eat dog world. Once you get your chance in the Premier League, you got to seize it. So
Mhm.
at the end of the day, whether we call him small or big, he was talking the big balls the other day when his contract was in negotiation. I want to play. I want to get 100 grand a week. Now he's got his chance. Now we're saying, oh, he's only a kid. He's only a kid. We can't have it both ways. No,
No,
I
no, no,
agree
no,
with you.
no, 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 no.
No. Most people, I agree with your principle. He should be slowly in. But the
Yeah,
amount of Arsenal fans that were saying, stop Balogun, drop Aubameyang, drop Lacazette. I mean, come on, let's
yeah,
face it.
but
How
Okay.
many
but,
times we
but
say
the,
that?
the thing is, as a manager, when you hit when people are saying that start Balogun, but as a manager, you will know that this. You can't just throw him into the
And that's what Teta
team.
has done, but he's
But
been criticised for doing that.
you know, you as a manager, you will know
You
how to
should know
play.
better.
You should know better.
Anyways,
You understand what I mean?
Mercy boy, I'm glad you got that out. You know,
Yeah,
it started
he
show
needed
is
it. He needed
fire.
it. He needed
Mercy
it.
boy
He
else
needed
went on
it.
that rant. I'm glad you
Yeah.
got that out. Right. The only thing I'm going to say is, and maybe we'll talk a bit more about this because this is the first thing I wanted us to talk about is
Yeah.
the Brentford game.
Mhm.
Is if Aubameyang was in that game, right? Because I know the problem, the biggest thing we saw today, if you looked at that game, Balogun was absent in that game.
Yes.
Gabriel Martinelli, to a reasonable extent, was also quite absent in that game.
Yeah, agreed.
Right. My question for you is, if it was Aubameyang, right, who was that in that game, either in the number 9 position or on the wing, do you think he would have done significantly better than Balogun or Martinelli did that day?
Probably not. Judging by his form, probably by his form.
Probably not.
But probably not, because these two guys, people are saying that they're using it as an excuse to say, oh, Aubameyang and Laka. To me, that is not an excuse, because these two guys has been there for the past 17 months. We're not doing anything. So don't come and tell me,
that brings me that brings me to my point. And this is the thing that I noticed the most about that Brentford game.
And don't come and tell me that because Aubameyang and Lacazette are absent, that's why we perform like that. That team that Atata set out on that day
could beat Brentford.
But
yeah,
another thing
I
want to point out is to me, I'm really worried about Arsenal this season. If I'm just looking at us, like, hopefully we're not going to be fighting to stay up, right? And the reason why I'm saying that is because how come the whole 25-man squad or the whole 22-man squad cannot be that rubbish on the field? It must have been probably the way they're set up. It's not suiting those players.
So can I say a bit about this as well? And this is why I asked you the question about if the personnel was different, would the performance have been different? And I don't think so. And I think it's because of the setup. I think that there is a way that we set up, or there's a pattern of play that we've adopted that has made it very difficult for us to score when teams just play a low block. Yeah. So if you look at it, right, there's a template to beating us now. If you ask me, I'm sure all the managers in the Premier League know, especially the managers of the quote unquote relatively smaller teams. They know the template. It's very easy. One is you play a low block, because when we're attacking, because I learned this phrase, I'm going to teach you people, Victoria Concordia TNE, that I saw on Twitter, victory through TNE, because that's what we do at Arsenal, right? We start to play, we start to attack, and we're looking to get the ball to either Tierney or Chambers to cross into the box, right? It's the same pattern of play. And once you cannot break through, we pass around in like a circular motion. We go back, we pass around sideways. There's no directness in the way we attack, which is what I think having a good attacking midfielder can solve. You can see, what's that his name? ESR. He tried a lot to try to drive through the middle, to try to create chances, but it just wasn't working out, because our natural pattern of play is naturally to go to the wings. Tierney, in game week 1, I think I saw that statistic. He created the highest number of chances in the entire game week 1 of all the teams, because he was always throwing balls into the box.
We are just too predictable.
But nobody, right? So the template to beat us now: play a low block. They don't know how to attack and try to score first. Right? When we're playing that game, everybody saw the statistic that came up that said once we've gone a goal down, we have not won any game.
Let me correct you
by halftime.
By halftime.
Yes, by halftime.
No. The thing is, let me add to that. We have played 16 games, which we went behind first. As this, we haven't, out of those 16 games, we haven't won any of it. We only drew 2.
We have won. We have won
because we went down to Tottenham last season. Don't forget.
No, we played 16 games. I have the stat. 16 games. Out of those 16 games, we came back to drew two of them and we lost the rest.
No,
No,
no, no,
now,
I,
but
no,
I
Mossy
got
no,
boy,
no, no, no,
Tottenham
Mossy
last
boy, no, no,
season,
no,
they were
Mossy,
leading
oh
us
God,
now when
oh my
Lamela
God.
scored
yeah,
that goal, but
I
we
can think
won
of,
that game.
I can think of 3 games on top of my head.
Let
Southampton
me let
away,
me let me let me let me go. Let
Southampton
me go.
away, Leicester away, and Tottenham.
My maybe prob
Yeah,
one
you got
Yeah.
your
second.
So
stats
I
off.
think the start is at halftime. So if we're losing
Half
by
time,
halftime,
yeah,
we
half
have
time,
not
yeah,
come back to win. I think that's just the
yeah,
difference in the start. And so
yeah.
for me, that's the template to beat us now, right?
Mm,
Play a low block and try to score first.
mm,
Once you
yeah.
do that, there's the
Okay,
chances that Arsenal will
okay.
win are
I
reduced.
I got the start in front of me here. Okay, you guys are saying when losing at halftime under
That we agreed.
Ateta,
We
At
said that.
halftime,
under
yeah,
That's
that's
what we
what we're
said.
Ateta,
saying.
right? We
Yeah,
play 16 game, right?
I agree with you.
We
That's
came
what I said.
back to drew 4 of those, and
Yeah.
we lost
We
12
lost
of them,
No,
12.
that's a correct
That's a
stats. Yeah,
correct
which is
start,
which is
which
a
is bad.
really which
yeah,
is
which is
bad,
Yeah,
bad.
right?
Yeah, which is
exactly.
bad.
That's why I've said that template. Anyways, let me take a few comments. Osman Ali is here saying we will see this season that what our next 3 years will look like. If we fail again, we will get relegated next season. If we do better, we'll get up for next season. Joe Aguilas, big ups to you, my man. He's saying let's go. He's clapping. Nijon Sharma, who is clearly a Chelsea fan, is asking for Tade. I hope Tade has not bragged to Nippon in the past and he's coming here to come and troll. Come and troll that. Tade, come and catch your soul. Bro. But
Yes,
honestly, that's the thing that I noticed about Brentford. I noticed that and this is the way all of the relatively smaller teams will play us this season.
yes,
They will
yes.
play that low block. They will try to counter us very effectively and try to score first. If they do that, they limit our chances of winning significantly, except something changes in the way that we set up and the way that
Yes.
we attack.
I agree.
But
I agree. And
you
also,
know,
No, let Akuma
Akuma,
talk.
go ahead,
Go on.
go ahead.
yeah, I think that's a very valid point at the moment. And the signing of Odegaard, I think that would make a difference as well. Because a lot of Arsenal fans have been like, oh, Odegaard this, Odegaard that. But if you look at him, when he signed for Arsenal, did we not improve? Did we not get better from our
No, we
result?
don't.
No,
No,
no.
we don't.
No. Most people, let me finish. This is why we got sometimes. I agree we can be passionate and emotional sometimes, but we have to sometimes be factual at the same time. What I mean is that when Odegaard came, if you look at how the team performed prior to him signing on loan to us to the end of the
Yeah,
season, it was a much better before that. You see, so I'm
So
just saying.
my question to you now is, we still got a chance then when Odegaard signed for us to finish in the top 4. Why do we finish 8? That's
No, if
my
you
question to you.
if you're looking at it obviously because of the bad start that we had, but if you're looking at it from this position that when he signed, we finished third.
No. What
No,
I'm
no, no.
saying is when he
Yeah,
signed, when he came in January, we still
yeah,
got chance to
yeah.
catch up the person that is still at 4th position.
But then again, we were
Why
still
are we finishing 8th?
but most people we were still reeling from the bad start that we had from last season. So that bad start really affected us, and we didn't recover from that.
Actually, funny enough, I think you're significantly right when you say that the first 14 games affected us, because there's this stat that is popular from last season that says that from the Chelsea game where we started to turn around our season to the end of the league season, right?
Yeah.
We had the third highest number of points of all the teams in the league for some weird reason, but we still didn't win because we had done so badly in those first 14 games.
Yeah.
But it's fine, right? But let me ask, right, before we move on from the topic of Brentford, were there any positives that anybody picked from those games? Was there anything that was maybe any player or anything that made you have hope?
Surely the thing we pay me pass. We say, you see this Brentford team. It's not like they come into the Premier League automatically. They didn't finish second. They went through playoffs before they came into the Premier League. So they moved
but like I said,
into
beat Derby County or something.
No, they beat Derby in the
Swansea.
playoff final.
Swansea.
Sorry, Swansea. They beat them and before they come into the. And I'm telling you now, if the like of, I'm just saying, if the like of Chelsea, Man United, Man City, Liverpool go to play that Brentford team, they will be coming out with a victory. Arsenal, when you ask us for the score line, what is going to be the score line, I went for draw because I know what Arsenal can do. But a lot of people think I'm just saying that because Arsenal has been in the Premier League long enough to use that experience to kind
No, I
of
agree. No,
you
totally.
understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Still, Why are we so poor? Why are we so not even? And some
Mm.
a lot of people are saying that we fans has to be we have to be patient. We have to be. We've been patient for the past 17 months, and nothing is changing. Edu that's supposed to be looking for player to improve our team is jet off on holiday. I'm telling you now, right? Odegaard is not the answer for us. Odegaard is not the
Mercy boy,
answer.
show some positivity, man.
Okay.
No, this is
Okay,
what
Let,
this
Akuma,
is
let me
what
start.
Akuma,
Let
this
me
is why
start.
I
No,
said that.
Mossy boy has been going right. Mossy boy, you make
Akuma,
your
share your thought, Akuma,
Okay,
before we
okay.
move
No,
on
no,
this
no.
topic.
First and foremost, I have to acknowledge there's some good points that Mossy Boy does play. Even without Aubameyang and Lacazette, and even when we had Balogun and stuff, we should be beating Brentford and stuff like that. And it was just a poor performance. And I can understand why Arsenal fans are dejected. I was dejected on Friday on it because I figured to myself, surely. But sometimes, and I agree with you, if Chelsea would have gone there, they probably would have won. I think sometimes, I'm not saying it's an excuse, but sometimes when you play a newly promoted team as your first game of the season with their fans and everyone's enthusiastic, that does change the dynamic of the game. But at the same time, Arsenal are an experienced footballing side. They should be
Mhm,
able to weather that storm. Yes,
that's right.
they'll probably come for you for the first 20 minutes because the
Yeah.
crowd's on their side, but you're supposed
Mhm,
to nullify them and literally get them on a counter attack. Quick goals, bang, you
mhm.
silence the crowd,
Yeah.
you get through it. Yeah, that's what should have happened.
Yeah.
One of the positives, obviously, from the game obviously was ESR. I thought ESR was excellent in that game, and I think his pattern of play was really good and stuff like that. Um, I disagree with Mossy Boy on Odegaard not being a good addition towards us. I think it would be a good addition towards us as well because it gives us different dynamics as well. Because though ESR is good at his form of creating chances is slightly different from ESR, and obviously he can thread balls in, he can spot the unspottable, and I think he's this may sound a little bit OTT, but I think he's a De Bruyne in the making.
Yeah, but how many times have we seen?
Odegaard.
How many times have we seen two of them play together towards it last
Yeah,
season?
yeah.
That it doesn't work.
Let me finish. There was a reason because prior to his injury, when Odegaard went to Norway, he was one of our best players of the tournament. It was when he got his injury, when he was on international duty, that his form did fade. So we have to bear that in mind. And if we have to judge it objectively, his 6 months at Arsenal prior to his loan spell was pretty successful. You cannot ask for more when you come in mid-season to a team and you score. Obviously, you scored in the North London derby, and obviously, you scored that crucial goal in the. I think was it
It was the
against
Europa League. It was
Europa League
against
at
yeah, it was in the
Benfica.
Europa League against
Yeah,
Benfica.
Benfica. So when you put those things, I thought Odegaard played very well for us, and I was actually quite. And I remember when the Arsenal fans were like, "Oh yeah, let's sign him up. Let's sign him up." I think because he's not a new shiny signing, we're thinking we need someone good. But I'd rather have Odegaard because he's played with Arsenal. He knows how the Premier League is. He doesn't need no time to adapt. I think it's actually quite a bit of business with Arsenal. That's
Oh
my
well.
opinion.
Oh
Yeah,
well.
but
Would
what we say to that is, I've never come on this show and said Arsenal should sign Odegaard. I have never said that ever.
Yeah,
Because what I
yeah,
always say is, it's not this is a good player, but this guy is not strong enough
it's not
to
strong enough.
play
Yeah.
in the Premier League.
yeah, but
That
he's
is
got
what I
experience.
always said.
Yeah,
I
yeah, but
always
he's,
say he needs to bulk on, he needs to be stronger
yeah, but
if
don't
he
you think
wants
that
to play in the Premier League.
don't you think those 6 months that he has, he knows what that needs to be done now. He's got that 6 months experience. The problem is if
But
you sign someone else,
he might do, he might not.
yeah, but the problem is that if you sign a War, he has no experience in the Premier League as well. So how do you know he's going to be so good? So we got to be careful what we wish for. I think sometimes we don't know
Yeah,
what we
but
want at times.
the thing is, listen, Akuma, we have players in the Premier League that can that they've already established themselves. We have Basuma. We have
Bista
what's it?
Bissouma when he pain
Basuma
Mossy
can
boy.
come
Uh,
The
and just
thing
come in.
pain Mossy
yeah,
boy because
yeah, but
Mossy boy been
Trust,
one with
we have
side Bissouma.
Basuma. Instead of listen, when I will remember you one thing. When Tade asked me when Arsenal wants to sign Ben White, when Tade asked me what is he going to bring, I said to Tade, I like him. He always keep record. What I said is, this guy is not better than what we have got. Signing a 50 million defender, we shouldn't be conceding goals the way we concede against Brentford. If we spend 50 million, that 50 million, if Arsenal go on to go and spend it on Basuma, I will be more than happy than spending it on the. We
Yeah,
have enough.
yeah,
Another thing I want to
yeah,
say
but
is,
mostly for you,
let me say
most,
this. Let me say this. Another thing I want to say is, if what's his name that went on loan, our defender that went on loan, the young kid that went
William
on loan,
Saliba.
Saliba. I'm telling you, yeah, Saliba cannot play as bad. If it's going to be bad, it will be as that our 50 million defender. That guy, I was looking
I
at him and
think
I
I
said,
think
is
okay,
this a
okay,
50 million
what
defender?
was made obvious that day,
okay,
what was made obvious that day is Ben White's weakness is that his aerial ability is
Look,
zero,
yeah.
right?
zero. It's
And
zero.
that was what was made obvious
A
that day.
striker that is, another thing I want to add is,
But
Oh, most people.
let me quickly say
not if
this.
I don't
Oh,
add anything again.
Listen,
Don't add anything.
let me quickly say this, and I will leave you guys alone. Yeah,
yeah.
Atata, yeah, it's just paining me every time I remember it. Yeah, it just pains me a lot. Right, this guy has break every single record in Arsenal book. This is the team, Brentford, that's never played in the top flight for 74 years. And they came into the Premier League. The first opponent they give to them is Arsenal, and Arsenal just give them the win, easy,
Yeah,
just like that.
we're the gift
This
that
is the
keeps giving.
striker that have never tasted a Premier League, and he just come into the Premier League and he just spin a word. There's someone that they called a 50 million defense. Come on, if they Arsenal should come and pay me. They should come and pay me 50,000. They should come and pay me like maybe £10,000 a week.
A week.
I
You
will
do a
buy it.
better job.
I will there. I'm
Oh my
telling you.
god. Akuma, oh yeah,
Come
Akuma.
on.
Share your thoughts
Yeah.
about this topic and then we'll move on from it.
No, okay. The thing about the problem is when we think about signing, we're just thinking it from a fan's perspective. But sometimes we got to look at it from the manager's perspective. It's great saying let's get Basuma, and I would like Basuma, and I would have liked what's this Cameroon's goalkeeper,
Onana.
Anana, to come. But you have to remember that because of obviously things are changing because of homegrown talent, they have to think that way as well. So it's not just about let's get all these players and stuff like that. There has to be a quota system that we have to meet, and whether we like it or not, that's the rules. So they have to work with it. Because you have to ask yourself this question: why are they so obsessed about getting an English goalkeeper? Whereby you can get Onana, which I think is one of the best goalkeepers in the world.
I still think they will get Onana though. I think that Onana I don't think that Ramsdale has come in to be our number one choice. I think that they're waiting for Onana to be able to sign Onana on a free, and they're gonna bring him and sell Leno. I think that's what's gonna happen.
I'll be happy with that. I mean, that would be.
I think that's what's gonna happen. The only
So
problem
are
is
you thinking they
if
will
you
bring him in
wait till
January?
then. The only problem is if you wait till then, the competition for Onana's signature will be a lot more.
Exactly.
And you would have, but if you can pull it off,
and you will have Man United are looking for a goalkeeper because they're not happy with obviously De Gea and what's the other guy's name again for Man United. So he could go to Man United
because I don't want to believe that Arsenal's long-term goalkeeping plan is Ramsdale. That would be ridiculous.
But I still think there is a issue in terms of homegrown talent.
I completely agree with you.
And you have to. So when we're thinking about what's his name, Basuma, he's not English. So at the same time, that could be an issue at the same time.
Yeah.
So these are factors that sometimes we don't measure in as well. And
you're right. I also think that the African Cup of Nations is another thing that they thought about. Like if we lose Partey, Bissouma, Onana in the same season, it will be a problem. But let's not go there. Let's move on. Let's take a few comments. Bagav Konetti, big ups to you. He says big up to Nippon and the panel. Mr. Alex is asking for Tade. You people, Tade is coming back. He's coming back. Don't worry. Bagav, I said Tade is gone missing Mesut Ozil style. Oh my goodness. Mesut Ozil, by the way, having a good time in Turkey. Milton says they play Premier League clubs in the cup competition. So he's making a comment about what you said, Akuma, in that Awa, for example, doesn't have experience playing Premier League teams, but he's saying that some of these people play Premier League clubs in cup competitions, which is true, but it's not the same at the end.
But playing in the Premier League week in, week out, because you have to remember when you're playing in the French league or the Spanish league, if you're playing the bottom club, you're probably going to win 9 times out of 10. In the Premier League, you're going to get a battle, even if you're playing someone like
you're right. Baga will say Mossy Boy with the Lord of the Rings like tree. I'm not sure what that is. Okay, with Lord of the Ring likes trees. Talking about the tree behind you, Mossy boy. You know there's a
Yeah,
tree
yeah,
design behind you.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Alex, and we got N, who is a really good goalkeeper. I mean, N is pretty unproven. We don't really know him. And guess what? We
Exactly.
just got tipped by Joe. Thanks a
Yes.
lot. Big up to
I
you.
don't
Big
get
up
my
to you,
waking,
Joe.
bro. I can
Big
get my
up to you,
potato,
Joe.
bro.
And
I
he's
can get
saying
my
Mossy
suya.
boy is speaking fast while Gbemiga has turned into lawyer Tade. Mossy, keep speaking facts, bro. Your passion is great. So, Mossy boy, Joe tipped you essentially.
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh,
Deal. Nice one.
Oh my God, Mr. Alex is
oh.
saying, why are we spending so much on Ramsdale for a backup keeper? You've
Mm.
seen that stat now. Every team Ramsdale has joined, they've gotten
I,
relegated.
I'm trying to think that what's
It's
so
not gonna
what's,
happen to us.
but what's so good about this Ramsdale? Is he good with his feet?
Nothing is good about him.
Yeah,
I hate to be that blunt. I don't know.
yeah,
It's not spectacular at anything. I think that
yeah,
they've brought him in as a backup goalkeeper.
yeah.
I
The
don't
only
think.
thing, the only thing that is good about him is he get relegated back to back twice.
Yeah, I don't
That is
think
the
that
only thing that is good about
any
him.
team in their right senses that wants to challenge for the top four or win trophies, I don't think that they will sign Ramsdale as their first team goalkeeper. And like that's just what I think. Anyways, let's move on. Let's move on to some of the other interesting games that happened over
Eh,
the weekend.
okay.
Right. This is where you now start to see what the context of what Arsenal have done. Right.
Mhm.
We have Manchester United Leeds, which I think was one of the most interesting games that
And I did
weekend.
predict that. I did
And
predict that, and I did say it would be like a
Yeah,
crazy
yeah,
score,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like a 5-2
By the
or something.
way, yes, I was actually gonna, but thank you for saying that. I was gonna bring up some of those predictions we made last week because I remember that Mossy Boy, I know you had said when they scored, I thought about you because Mossy Boy said that we're going to play 1-1. Right? But
Mhm.
Akuma and I had said Akuma said we're going to beat them 3-1. I said we're going to beat them 2-1. We
Yeah.
all missed it. We ended up losing 2-0. But you know, it was a crazy situation. But yeah, you actually did say that Manchester United was gonna win Akuma. And they
Yeah.
did. 5-1. It was
I was thinking it's gonna be something like
Yeah, but I
6-2 or
said they're gonna
something.
win as well. But I think I just
but
don't. I
nobody
just
thought it
say
was
they're
going to
not
be
going
as
to
much
be
as
that
5-1.
crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did say I was close. I did say it may be 6-2 or something.
So,
Wouldn't
yeah,
surprise me.
because because Akuma was right. What a lot of people forgot is that Manchester United Leeds has always been a high scoring game,
Hmm.
right? But this time they completely just like annihilated
Mm,
Neos. It was
mm,
5-1,
mm,
right? I was like, look at a team that is
mm.
beating Leeds. Leeds is the second season in the Premier League.
I know.
5-1. We couldn't beat Brentford that just came.
I know exactly.
And then the Fernandez hat trick as well, scored a hat trick with no penalty. So that's a start. The other game was Chelsea. They beat Patrick Vieira's Crystal Palace 3-0. You know, which was, welcome to the Premier League for Vieira.
No, exactly. I feel sorry for it, man.
But I mean, I think that was probably the toughest challenge they could have faced. I mean, they did play the Champions League
But the
winners.
thing I want to say about all those games is the if you look at the all the Premier League games that was played on Saturday after the Arsenal game, I was looking at a team like Watford, a team like West Ham, a team like Leicester, all those small teams. The way they're playing, they play fast football. And
Mm,
I was comparing their game to our game on Friday.
mm,
Why is our game so slow?
mm. No, I
It,
agree. I
it's,
agree.
it's,
Even
I was
it's,
kind of
I
it
agree.
baffles me, right? I can't lie,
No,
it baffles me. I watch
yeah,
Arsenal
no,
play and I'm like, I don't get it. Why are we so
mm,
lethargic in the way that we play?
we
yeah.
played. And
Uh,
my brother-in-law was actually telling me that if Arsenal, because he support Chelsea, he said if Arsenal are not careful, they will be fighting to stay in the Premier League
No,
the
it won't
way they're
happen.
playing.
No, it won't happen like that. And I'll tell you why it won't happen like that. Because I
Mm.
tell you, there's so much pressure that if he has the same season that he had last season, he'll be out by Christmas or
No,
November. And
we only give
compare,
him 10. We only give him 10 game.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It won't
Trust.
happen. That's what I'm saying. It won't happen. It won't get that far.
yeah, I don't
Conte
think
will
he'll get
come.
that bad.
Yeah,
If 10 games, like you said, into the season,
yeah.
we are displaying the same patterns from last season,
He will go.
I think Arteta will go.
So
Yes,
why
he
do
will.
you think? Okay, listen. Why do you think our pattern will change? Because this guy never
No,
is not going to change his style of
I'm
play.
not convinced that it will change yet. I
yeah,
want to see what Odegaard brings to the team when he
yeah.
starts playing again. So, for example, against Chelsea, I mean, we'll come to that in a little bit. I'm not very optimistic against Chelsea or City, but then by the time we get to the Norwich game, Odegaard would have settled into the team, and then we will start to see if he makes a difference in the way we play. Another thing I want to say against Chelsea and City, we're going to play a more defensive game than we played against Brentford because we ordinarily think they're a better team, and they will not play a low block like Brentford played. And when people don't play a low block against us, it unlocks our attacking prowess, right? So we would probably attack better against those two teams, right?
So
It's
the
why
way
we're
you're
always able to beat Chelsea.
the way
But
you are
I'm not
talking now,
optimistic
you
regardless.
think we're gonna go and beat that Chelsea team with Lukaku? Just sign for them?
But I think we can score. I don't think we can
No,
beat
I'm
them, but
not
I
saying
think we
we're
can
not gonna
score.
score. Do you think we're gonna go
No,
and
I
beat
don't.
Chelsea?
No, I don't,
So
Mossy boy.
say
I
no
don't think
more.
we're going to beat Chelsea.
We're not gonna trust our first. Our first 3 points that's supposed to go onto the board. We messed up
We
big
missed
time.
it.
No, I agree. Totally.
We
I agree with
We
messed
you,
up.
missed
man.
it.
I totally agree with that.
This is why I always use Manchester United as an example. The big team, Manchester United, will go to a big team, do what they can do. But when anytime Man United is playing in a small team, I'm talking about under Alex Ferguson, right? Anytime they play in a small team, they will beat that small team and they will make sure they get that 3 point on the board. So when they go to play big team, when they get a draw, when they lose, it's not going to affect
It's
them
not
that
going to have
much
much of an
to
effect.
slip down the table
Yeah,
because
yeah.
the team that they're supposed to use to get the point, they've already get
They've already
those
gotten
points
the points.
accumulated,
True,
right?
true, true.
So
Uh,
I
it is
I don't
what it
know.
is. So let's move on from that. The last game I wanted us to just talk a little bit about was the Tottenham Man City game. And Akuma sort of mentioned Man City,
Yeah.
when you need them to win,
Yeah, exactly.
they
They let you down.
just let
Let
you
you down.
down.
Yes.
You reminded me of the Champions League final against
Yeah.
Chelsea. Like, what is
Exactly.
wrong
Totally.
with
Spot
you
on.
people?
Yeah.
You need to win this game, and you just fumble. I
Yeah.
don't know what happened to them because for a long part of the game they were really really battering Tottenham, but they just couldn't get to the end of the line and score a goal, which was quite
Do
disappointing.
you think? Do you want me to say what I think that happens to Man City that they lost the game?
They don't have a striker.
No.
Oh, okay.
They don't
What
have
did
a They don't have a striker. They won the title last season. They don't have a
valid
striker. They get into Champions League final.
valid? What do you
Arrogant,
think happened to them?
arrogant. They're so arrogant. Their manager just said, okay, we're playing Tottenham. Kevin De Bruyne sit on the bench. Bernardo Silva sit on the bench. Let me use all this one. What did Raheem Sterling do in that game? Nothing. What
Yeah,
did Mahrez
exactly.
do in that game? Nothing. The only person I can see that is trying to make something happen in that game is Gundogan. Even their defense is just their goalkeeper is
They
just.
played Ake.
You see,
You're right,
Ake. They
actually.
play Ake.
After that
Tell
horrible
me,
performance Ake
it's,
displayed
I'm telling
in
you right now.
the
You see,
Community Shield,
oh,
they played him.
their manager is so arrogant. Pep Guardiola, he think that, oh, I'm the best in the world. Nobody can touch me. Come on.
Oh my god, that was such a funny game. Let's take a few
Seriously.
a few
Yeah,
more
go on.
comments before we go into the next topic. Milton, big ups to you, Milton. It says you guys think the results or style of play matter more for Ateta. Tuchel has been ugly to watch, but winning a lot.
A lot.
And this is an interesting debate, right? Because Thomas Tuchel now for everybody says his football is very boring, it's very haram, but he wins games, right? Because it means
Yeah.
that the style is effective,
It's difficult
even if it's
to
not
digest.
pleasant to watch.
Yeah.
It gets the job done, and Chelsea fans don't care, right?
Yeah, I don't Tuchel's football was that bad, to be honest with you.
It's not that bad.
I don't think it's
All the
that bad.
players
No, it's
work
not. It's not Mourinho football. It's effective.
It's not that exactly. It's not Mourinho.
Yeah.
For Arteta, I think that obviously Arteta also wants to win. I just think that the biggest problem that Arteta has is he is not allowing his team to play very fluid football, right? Everything is so rigid and structured and overcoached, and you can see that these guys they're not. When we had men like Santi Cazorla in this team, men like Fabregas, people that that they're making things happen on the spot. This is not necessarily a matter of this is the pattern we discussed in training. This is right here and here. You're on the pitch. This is what's in front of you. Make something happen. Those guys they could do that, but when we see the way we play at Arsenal at the moment, everything is really coached. You can take this is how we planned it, and that's exactly how we're gonna play. Sometimes you see some passes that people can make, and they don't make it, and you're like, make that damn pass. That guy is open, but he just won't because that's not what they've trained to do.
Yeah, but the one question I want to ask is, don't they said what's it called? Aubameyang and Lacazette, they're both sick.
Yeah.
Well, we understand that Nketiah is injured. That's why he can't play, right?
Mhm.
Don't you? Because the way we see, the way I can understand Atata right now is, I don't think he want any player to question his decision.
His decision.
Any
I don't
player,
think so either.
which that is the style
He has a
of
very
Pep.
strict leadership
Yeah,
style.
that is the style of Pep Guardiola. I will give you one example. My brother-in-law showed me one article because he follow a lot of German football as well. You know Marco Reus, right?
Yeah.
They wants to play a team. I don't know the team they're trying to play, but I think maybe probably Marco Reus can see that, okay, if we play this formation we always play, we can lose to that team. And he went to the manager, okay, we are playing this team. Why don't you let's play maybe another formation like 4-4-3, for example? And the manager just said, "Oh, why did you say that?" He just said, I believe that if we play that formation, we're going to beat this team easily." And they went. The manager listened. They played that formation, and they went on to win that game. I don't think any of our players have the gut to go and tell Atata to say, "Okay, this is the team we're playing today. Why don't we just change it up
Change it
a
up.
bit?" I don't think any player
I
can go
don't
to
exactly, and you
Atata
know
and just,
we mentioned this slightly, and we weren't talking about players, but we kind of said this last week on the show as
yeah,
well. That Arteta should really be able to surround himself with people that can tell him what to
tell him
do
if
when his
things
plan
are
might
not
not
going
be
right.
right,
That's
right?
right.
And we
That's
don't
right.
think that exists. So whether it's the
Exist.
players, whether it's the assistant coaches or whatever, I don't
Yeah,
think he either he doesn't have that support or he
mhm.
doesn't listen. But
At least he
regardless,
should be able to take advice from his captain, right?
we
But
all know that Aubameyang is not going to tell Arteta what to do.
where I'm going is, they're saying that both of them sick at the same time. I'm thinking, I'm just guessing. I'm thinking both of them challenge him, and he
Well,
just said, "You challenging my decision? You ain't playing for me
well,
today."
that's speculative because I've
Yeah,
seen a
yeah.
few
I'm
things
just
online
thinking.
saying they actually had COVID. And I
Well,
don't think I saw them. You know,
but why
usually
can't they?
Ateta and
Why can't
Lacazette,
they?
they're always
Why
on
can't they
Instagram.
come out and tell us, okay, they both have COVID? Nothing wrong
No,
with
And
telling
yeah, but
fans
no, it's private
they have
information.
COVID.
No,
Eh?
no, they're strictly private medical information. You can't disclose that.
Yeah, but
but I mean,
but teams coming back to say that, oh, we have half of the team have COVID or
COVID.
whatever.
Yeah, yeah, but then again,
Come
it's
out to
strict.
tell us.
It's strict medical confidentiality.
But
So
let's just move on from it. I'm going to take a few comments, then we'll talk about something else real quick. Mr. Alex is saying we spent 130 million this window for like no upgrades from squad last season. Is Lokonga better than Ceballos? We had Odegaard on loan. Tavares is back up. We're
no,
gonna
we
get to
bought
that in a moment.
we bought Odegaard.
We're gonna get to that in a moment. Gio here, big ups to you, Gio. Saying Mossy boy speaking Ateta is finished. He can't even motivate the players. And he's saying speaking facts. Gio really is on your side today, Mossy boy. Oh.
No one's on my side today.
Zed Zeno, I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly. Big ups to you, my man. He says, what do you guys think of Pepe playing up top? I'm going to say something about this real quick. Funny enough, I do think that because for me, I think that the way Pepe is designed or the way he's built, I think he's a player that you want to have him around the box as much as possible. Is why
yeah.
I'm always upset when I see Pepe hogging the touchline, because one of the things that we all agree that Pepe can do is score goals, right?
Yeah.
What he doesn't do well is trying to dribble his way into the box. But if you put him in the box and you give him a small space to shoot, he knows how to find the corner of the net.
The corner of the net.
And I
yeah,
think that whether you put him up top or you play him as an inside forward where he's closer to the box, I want that guy in around the box throughout the game, because he has that efficiency in his shoot. So I actually wouldn't mind, instead of Balogun, you play Pepe up top, but you have to make sure that you are getting the ball across to him. Just get the ball across anywhere, as long as it's around the box. I trust Pepe too. If he makes 5 shots, he's going to score 1 goal. But that's what it is. Big ups to you. Milton here saying, Hope Man City are playing games and would rather get them Haaland than Kane. Kane wins nothing. I don't want Haaland in. Oh, well, actually, I don't want him in the Premier League. But more importantly, I don't want him in Chelsea. But it's all good.
But Chelsea ain't signing him anymore. They signed Lukaku.
They signed Lukaku. Zeno is saying, yeah, and he can take players on like Aubameyang, which is he's talking about Pepe as well. Anyways, let's talk about our signings, guys. I know it's not been announced officially, but it's looking a lot like we've signed Odegaard and we've signed Aaron Ramsdale, right? And I know Mossy Boy even we shared a bit about our thoughts about those 2 signings. But I want us to now take our transfer window as a whole. So far, they say we spent 120 million, right? We've signed
100,
Lokonga,
130, yeah.
130. We've signed Bruno Tavares as a left back for Kieran Tierney, and I think we all agree that we needed that signing, right?
Yeah.
We've signed Sambi Lokonga, right, who is also a young player. I personally am very excited about Lokonga. I see the way he plays. He has impressed me. But there's also the argument that he's not what we need as a partner for Partey right now. He's not at that level that we need. That we should have signed somebody who is at that level. But that's just an argument, right? We've also now signed Odegaard. We've signed Ramsdale. I think that's pretty much everybody.
Ben White.
And Ben White for 50 million. So altogether, and I'm going to start with you, Akuma. Altogether, the transfer business, if we only sign these 5 players, have we significantly improved our team?
You see, this is the problem. You see, there's speculation and there's doing and getting the results and stuff. On paper, it seems like some good investments there, because if you look at it from a from a financial perspective, these players have a high ceiling. So even if they perform well, their resale value will be absolutely good. Because I think one of the problems with Arsenal is that we've spent money, but spent money on the wrong places. Like 35 million on Xhaka, 30 million on Mustafi, 50 million on Lacazette, 60 million on Aubameyang, and stuff like that. Whereby I think what we're doing right now, we're buying smart, you see. So we're buying, so like if you're being an investor, you're trying to buy small so you can get a large reward in the end. And I think it's actually smart buying, because I think it will be very, very naive for us to buy established players right now for the short-term success. I think we got to think of the long-term success. And I think from that perspective, yes, I think for the long term, these are good signings. But I can understand why Arsenal fans would be like, we've waited so long, why did we not get this? But if I'm looking at it from a long-term perspective, yes, there are good signings. They're young, they're going to get better. And I think so. I think so. But like I said, I'm only speculating. Only time will tell.
Monty Boy, what do you think? Do you think we've significantly improved our team?
First of all, with what Akuma said, that they're young players, if we want to sell them on, probably that's the only bit I'm going to agree with what Akuma said, right? I will first start by saying that one person, if 2 people are talking, and one person they're working with each other or something, one person come out and say, okay, for example, Atata came out and said, oh, okay, the board are backing him. He actually tapped his chest that trust me, the board are backing me.
And clearly the board are backing him.
How?
He can't, bro. We spent 130 million. They're backing him.
Listen. Let me tell you one thing. Do you think
he hasn't sold anybody? The only people
he hasn't sold? Okay, he hasn't sold anybody. They give. I would say, Bemiga, if you are the manager of Arsenal, the board gave you 130 million and you want to improve your squad, will you go out to buy? Because all the players we've signed now, they're all just backup. They are not first team player. I'm telling you that now. They are not first team player.
Ben White and Odegaard.
Ben White. If I'm the Arsenal manager, out of that 130 million, I ain't spending 50 million on. We have third best defense in the Premier League last season. Why can't we say, okay, because we are third, we can improve on that? Like what Akuma said, we are spending money on the wrong players, on the wrong position.
Let me ask you, just as an hypothetical situation, we 130 million.
Yeah.
If we spent 100 million on Grealish, just as an example, because we seem to be interested in Grealish at some point. Obviously, there's not the question of whether I would choose also Varsity or not. But let's assume that we were able to get a Grealish deal done for 100 million, right?
Okay.
And then we signed Tavares, because I think that's probably the only defensive signing that we really needed.
We need a right back.
And a right back, right? So we signed Grealish and Tavares. Would we have significantly improved our team?
No.
Listen, no, because Grealish, if we sign,
because Grealish will improve you.
It will improve. It will improve us. It will probably improve us going through in the middle Maybe probably if we come through in the middle, it will probably improve us in that area. But it's not going to improve the whole team as a whole. Let me tell you one thing: the backbone of a team is to have when you pick your first 11, right, and you look back and you look at your bench. For example, like a team like Manchester City, Liverpool, for example, they pick their first 11. You go back to look at their bench. You can just say Chelsea. You go back to look at their bench. You can just say, "Oh my God." The, the second team can even they can create two teams in the Premier League. If you understand what I'm saying, we pick Arsenal first 11. Who else is on the bench? Who do we have on the bench? This is one of the reasons why I'm agreeing with Akuma that we are not buying any player. None of the player that we bought that is going to come in to improve that team. No, because I will still say Odegaard was there last season from January to the. We didn't manage to finish where we want to finish, and we said, okay, he's the one. He's the one that is going to improve us. No, we don't need him. I'm telling you, like, we have a lot of players in the Premier League that we can go and buy that they are ready to come to Arsenal. Even though we
Well,
don't have Europa
well,
League,
true, because I think
European football,
Madison, for example, was
they
willing to
want to
leave
come to
Leicester for
Arsenal.
Arsenal.
Yeah, but would
I
you
think we're
spend
interested.
60? Would you spend 60 million on Madison? No.
I wouldn't, right? I
No.
always think that
No.
they're cheaper
Listen,
options, but
Yeah,
I,
maybe
I,
exactly.
because
I,
he's an
I,
English player.
I wouldn't. Maybe probably because he's an English player, but this is a lot of. I think the problem about Arsenal is they don't know how to negotiate. That is the thing. They're saying that Arsenal is the only club that I'm saying that they always come out. There is no player to sign. How did Chelsea sign Lukaku in a week? How
They
did
are,
you
it's
know?
simple. They had the
Yeah,
money.
but
They were
yeah,
interested. They dropped the money
exactly.
and paid
And
the guy.
also, you have to remember,
Hey,
Mossy
hey,
boy.
hey, hey, don't
Mossy,
bring this
yeah,
up. Don't bring this up again. You telling me Arsenal doesn't have money
no, let me. I
when
wasn't. You
when they are
you see,
spending money
no,
on
no,
wrong
no,
positions?
no. Let me say, they have to be coy about it. So they have to do things. They can't. If they're interested in the player, they don't want the whole world to know about it. So you have to be like, okay, let me do it coy. Let me not put a rumor. Let the agent put a rumor out there. I have to do it on the coy because if someone gets wind that we're interested, someone will snap it up. I think there was a report this week that Chelsea have been stocking players all over Europe, and there's some
Mhm,
sort of controversy over that as well. So we have to be sometimes careful. I think there's a method to the madness, and what I mean by this, yeah, if
mhm.
Arsenal are interested in the player, they want
Yeah.
to be that. But they don't want endless speculation. They want to do it through back channels. And
Mhm.
remember, we haven't got the law of European football, so there has to be other ways to law these players. You
Okay,
see,
but
so
let's look
Anyways,
at it. Let's look at it this way, right? Arsenal saying that okay, they don't have money to sign
it's not
players.
about money. It's about
Okay, listen, I'm just saying, right? Chelsea, right? Half of their squad wants to go out. They will be going out on loan. Why can't Arsenal go? At least those players that we take on loan from Chelsea, if we want to take player on
they
loan.
won't sell it to
they
Arsenal.
Listen,
They'll
won't
be
no,
sell
there.
no,
those
no.
players to
They
you,
won't
man.
sell to Arsenal.
It's
Would
a
you do that?
loan. It's a
No,
loan,
And
it doesn't
true,
right?
matter.
and this is where you people will disagree with me. Me, I don't
Mhm,
even think it's just that we're in a situation where I've said this on the show so many times. All our
Mm,
players look bad because as a team we're playing very badly.
yeah.
I
We're playing
don't
very
think
bad.
that
Yeah.
all those Chelsea second team players, I don't think they're all better than Arsenal's players. And that's my honest opinion. If they come
So
here,
who
they will
who
look
is that
bad as
down
well.
to? Who is that down to? If you say that
No, we all know
Chelsea
who this is
second
down
team,
to. We all know who this is down to, right? There's a
because I don't
question
know I
mark on
don't
the
know what
quality of
else
our manager
because
and
I
the
don't know
quality of his coaching.
what else this manager have to do for Tade and Akuma to say okay, time is time
No,
is
but
now
they
is enough.
know. But
I've
at
told
least
you. I've told
Akuma, I know for sure that Akuma said it a few minutes ago. Now, if we're still showing last season patterns after 10 games, Ateta needs to go. So I
Yeah, I
think
agree with
Akuma
you.
knows. I
Yeah,
don't know if
yeah,
Tade knows. I can't
yeah.
guarantee you that Tade knows, but I definitely know Akuma knows.
Yeah, exactly. I've always said that because, and
Mm.
that's why I don't think we will ever be in the dangers going to 15th in the league. Because if there's patterns, he will go, and Conte will come. No, what's his name? from Inter Milan.
Yeah, Conte, you're right.
Conte will come. Yes,
I
exactly.
would love Conte to come now.
Yeah. So
now.
like I said, Arteta's under
Now.
pressure.
Today, but we all know that's not gonna happen. Now let's take a few more comments. Sino here is saying doesn't really matter because the profits we never see. We need results, and this is in response to what you are said, Akuma, about buying young players. Because the truth is that we have so many young players we're trying to sell now, right?
Yeah.
We just sold for 20-something million. We have Nketiah as a young player. We can't sell him. Now we can't sell him. So at the end of the day, whether we buy young or we buy old, we still have to manage the value of those players ourselves. It's also saying sixth is looking like an achievement this season, and that is unacceptable.
Yeah,
honestly, when you look at the teams around us, I don't know what is even achievable. I can't lie. Right? Grealish for 100 million would definitely improve us now. Look at the effect he had at Villa as a leader.
Yeah, but it'll be unbalanced.
Replace big household names like Ozil and Santi Cazorla, and that's something that we haven't done well.
No. Let me say something about that comment.
Yeah,
that last comment quickly. Grealish, if make a lot of if he was so effective at Villa because he's playing for Villa, is their captain, is a leader there. If he comes to Arsenal, he's not going to have that at Arsenal.
Yeah, exactly.
You understand what I mean?
The dynamic changes. It's not the big fish. It's not the big dog.
That's right.
Yeah.
He comes in 100 million into Arsenal. There are some big players in there already. So
no, but I do think that Grealish, if he had come to us now, it would be
make
our
a lot
most important
difference.
player.
I agree.
I think it would be our best player immediately.
Yeah, that's right.
Unlike in City, where there's still a number of players you will see and say these ones are better than Grealish. Grealish, you are inferior to maybe like Kevin De Bruyne, for example. If Kevin De Bruyne is there, Grealish, you are second fiddle to De Bruyne as always, as long as he's on the pitch. But at Arsenal, who would we say is better than Grealish if he had come?
Well, with the way we are at the moment, with the way all our players are playing, nobody is better than him.
I wouldn't be happy if Arsenal.
Anyways, we'll see what happens. I think that the general consensus or like the general feeling around a lot of Arsenal fans at the moment is that the next 2 game weeks we don't really expect a lot, right?
Mhm.
And I mean that's a fair thing, right? We're playing Chelsea and City, and I don't know that we're going to be able to get anything out of those games.
But I was watching one this Niger show when this guy Tade brought onto the show the other day.
Oh, okay. Fan Stripe.
Fan Stripe. He was interviewing the Arsenal, the Chelsea fan about the next game.
Mm-hmm.
And that Chelsea fan said something which I agree with. Every time Arsenal go to play Chelsea, he said he doesn't know what that kind of spirit we're going.
Even if we don't play well, we somehow just still win.
We still get the result.
Even if we don't play well. And I've said the reason I think is down to the fact that most teams that play us, right? Because at the end of the day, no matter how you look at it, right, a lot of teams still look at us as a big team. It's just that so when they come to play us, oh my way, they always play a low block against us.
Yeah.
They play a low block, they press us, and they try to counter us very quickly. Chelsea will not do that. Chelsea will attack us intensely, right?
Yeah.
And the more they attack us, the more they open themselves up for us. And so we're always if we defend well and we're lucky and we don't concede, I think we will score against Chelsea, for example. We couldn't score against Brentford because Brentford they just defended. But Chelsea will attack us. I think we can get a goal against them. But we'll see how it goes. And that's what I want to talk about next. Is this thing that everybody is saying. I don't know if you've seen those memes, Lukaku versus Ben White. That is going to drag Ben White. He's going to bully Ben White.
God help us.
God. It has been ridiculous what people have been saying about Lukaku and what he's going to do to Ben White when during the weekend. I don't know what you people think.
But one thing I want to ask
But do you think that I'm going to show you? I want to first show this. I don't know if you can see this.
I can see. He's gonna drop. Him on the. Oh my days.
I don't know.
That is really bad.
With Lukaku joining, with him joining Chelsea, do you think this now means that Chelsea are going to bully us on the weekend? What are your hopes for that game on the weekend?
But the only thing I want to say is,
let's start with Mercy Boy.
But the only thing I want to say is, Don't let Lukaku be one-on-one. First of all, one thing we need to know is Lukaku first touch is not good.
Yeah, he
If
has
you do a
a very
first touch,
terrible
he's going
first
to
touch.
it will always bounce off him. His first touch is always bounce off him. But if we want to go back to if we want to go back to when Arsenal played Tottenham in the friendly and the preseason, because Son is very dangerous. It's like Lukaku themselves. It's like Lukaku himself, right? And Ben White actually getting into in front of him quicker. I don't know what happens to him again. But if Ben White can get to the ball quicker when they pass the ball to Lukaku, if he can get to the ball quicker than him, then but as a striker, as a Premier League top striker, I still think Lukaku will give Ben White something to think about. Don't just leave him one on one, because if you leave him one on one, forget it.
Well,
That's it.
yeah, but so let me get your thoughts about that game, right? So what are your predictions, Mossy boy? As who do you think is gonna win that game, in your
Chelsea,
opinion?
to be honest, Chelsea is gonna win. They're gonna win comfortably.
We don't forget
Comfortably.
that it's at the Emirates, so
How many times Chelsea has come to Emirates and they slap us at our face, right in front of our fan. They just give us big slap. So
okay. Akuma,
you
what
know,
about you? What do you think?
I think I might agree with Mossy Boy, but at the same time, though, we have fans back, and fans do make a difference now. I think the prediction of us not winning at home will change this season. I think fans do make a big difference, especially if we score the first goal.
Mhm.
So I think I'm probably going to go with Chelsea winning, but it wouldn't surprise me if Arsenal get a result. I'm probably hoping for a draw. Then.
Okay. Okay. I mean, to be honest, my gut feeling is that Chelsea are going to beat us, right?
Mhm.
But just because I know that we're going to score against them, and I think we're going to defend better because we won't play that high line we played against Brentford, I would actually go for a draw. But also we're at home. Come on.
Yeah,
Uh,
but the reason why I said Chelsea is going to win is because they are better than us in every single position, from the goalkeeper to the striker. They are
are they?
way better than. Yes.
My left back saying is better than their left back, Joe.
Come on, don't give me that. They are better. That they play as a team. They work together. Their work rate is better than Arsenal work rate. Their goalkeeper is a top goalkeeper. Come on, no, no,
Let, let's
no, Ben Leno in goal.
let's
Ben
take a
Leno in
few
goal
let's
is
take a
just.
few comments. Yeah, saying Chelsea are going to stream roll us.
I'm telling you, definitely, they're going to win
We're not
comfortably.
that bad, guys. Honestly, don't let that Brentford result give you the
No,
wrong
Birmingham,
impression.
let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Be true, and I want you to be truthful. I really want you to be truthful. And every time I remember it, it pains me a lot. Did Arsenal really bad like this under Unai Emery? Just say the truth.
See, and this is what I say, right? In Unai
No,
Emery's
just say
first
the
season,
truth.
yeah, this is my truth. In Unai Emery's first season, I remember
Mhm.
that season, right?
Mm.
Even though I feel like we didn't play the best football,
Yeah,
We
Unai
got the
Emery
results.
we got results. We
yeah.
went on that 23 game unbeaten, and it was
Mhm.
facts. There were games in that run where we'll be
That we
losing
didn't
at
play well and
halftime.
we still win.
We'll be
Yeah,
losing at halftime. We will come in the second half and win,
we just change it up.
right?
Yeah.
We did, Emery did that a lot.
Mhm.
What I didn't like about Emery is so when I speak about him, always speak about this in his second season, right?
Mhm.
In fact, I start from the last 8 games of this first season, right? Because we
Yeah.
had those 8 games, we were third in the league. We were supposed to win that league. We were supposed to finish third rather, and we could have
Mhm.
won the Europa League.
Yeah.
From that moment on, Emery started to capitulate. We
Yeah.
capitulated at the end of that season. We had
Yeah.
8 games. We lost 4 of those 8 games.
Four of
We
those.
then
Yeah.
went on to lose in Baku, which is an
Mhm.
embarrassment that we've not recovered from. And then
Yeah.
when we came the next season, the
Yeah.
bad form continued. Right?
Mhm.
We got really bad. And this is where so when I talk about us being bad on that Emery, I'm mostly talking about the second season. I remember watching that second season where Emery will always take off Lacazette and Ozil. It will always bring on Willock.
Mhm.
His team selection became weird. It was playing Torreira in number 10.
Mhm.
Everything looked bad. We were what 13th position or something when Emery got sacked.
Yeah.
Right. So when I say that we're bad under Emery, I'm only talking about his second season. In his first season, we did all right. right?
Okay.
But the truth is, when I now think about when I look at that Brentford game is what makes me say we are worse under Arteta than Emery.
Okay.
Because in that Brentford game, it was
Okay.
almost like we were the weaker team.
Yeah, but what the reason why I want to say is under this manager, I will compare it to Una Emery. Under Una Emery, you can argue with me. Everybody knows, everybody can see the formation or the tactics we are playing under Emery. Under Atata, we don't have
We don't.
formation. We don't know. We don't have tactics.
We see it.
If
Funny
we are
enough, I see
losing,
it. We all see it. It's just not good
no,
enough.
we don't. If we're
Yeah.
losing, he doesn't know what to do. But under Emery, if we are losing,
He knows
he
what to do.
knows what to
Yeah,
do
and
to
that's why you
change
see
that
about. I
game.
remember in Emery's first season as well. I will never forget his first game against Liverpool. He did something that was so brilliant. We still
Yeah.
lost that game,
Mhm.
but everybody saw the way we played in that game. I was like, oh my god, Emery is
Mhm.
brilliant. I will never forget. We played defensive, but he left Aubameyang and Pepe in front and told them
Mhm.
to keep running at the
At
Liverpool
the different,
defenders.
yeah.
They almost scored on so many different occasions. And
Yeah.
that shows you the tactical flexibility. See, the truth is, Emery is a better manager than Arteta. He's more experienced. He has won more trophies. There's no world where you want to argue that Arteta is better than Emery. There's no statistics to back it up. This is Arteta's first job.
Yeah,
He
but
hasn't even done well.
my question to you now then is, you remember before we employ Emery, Ateta was in the limelight then as well.
Yes, I
Do
remember.
you think if they employ Ateta then, do you think it will
No, it wouldn't have made a difference. This is what we'll still be facing
no.
because this
What I'm
is
saying
Arteta's
is,
level.
if we don't employ Emery, then we employ Ateta.
Mhm.
Do you think it will still be at the job, or it will
No,
have
it
gone by now?
wouldn't. It would
Yeah,
have gone
Because
by now.
it
It would have gone by.
by
One of the reasons why we're not sacking Arteta is because we don't want. You know, a lot of Arsenal fans tell you this thing. They don't want to become they want to become a club like Chelsea
okay,
that's always firing their
now
manager.
one
They
thing I
want a
want to now
long-term
you
project.
now that now comes to my next thing that I want to say to you now. You remember when Alex Ferguson is leaving what is it called? Manchester United. Everybody was saying, we're reading the news that he's the one that chose David Moyes for the next Manchester United manager,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. Yes.
That is Alex Ferguson that have got a lot to do with Manchester United. If that and David Moyes not doing good, what happens to him? They sack him,
sacked him.
right? Now Pep Guardiola has got nothing to do with Arsenal. And Arsenal is now saying that Pep Guardiola is the one that introduced Atata. Because Pep Guardiola introduced him and he's not doing it, and we're still keeping him. Because Pep
I
Guardiola,
think
they
we're keeping
intervene
him.
him.
You know, the
Listen.
truth is, and I'm gonna say this. I should say this on the show, and we should probably, highlight this a little bit. You see, I did some over the last 2 weeks. Because I'm in some groups and we talk about football a lot. And somebody pointed out something that I've never imagined before. But you see, the way Arsenal is run at the moment, and this is why I will always say that the Cronkies are the biggest problem of Arsenal.
Yeah.
Are you aware, right, that there are only 4 people on the board of Arsenal?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Stan Kroenke, his son Josh Kroenke.
Yeah. Vinay.
There's a guy. No, not even Vinay is not. I don't even regard Vinay as somebody on the board of Arsenal.
Yeah.
He's the CEO essentially, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a guy, and I want to, because I want to say this right. I want to give you the exact information so it doesn't look like I'm bringing things up from the blues, right? I'm going to read to you right from the Arsenal website the people on our board. So there's Lord Harris of Peckham, is a director. If you see his picture, you know that he's an older man. There's Stan Kroenke, there's Josh Kroenke, and then there's Tim Lewis. Those are the 4 people on Arsenal's board.
What is the name
Tim Lewis,
of this Premier League guy that said he's joined Arsenal?
Garlic. He joined our executive management, not our board.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So when you look at that board, in my opinion, right, Lord, I discount Lord Harris of Peckham because he's an old man. He's there because he's English, right?
Okay.
Tim Lewis is like a secretary, right?
Okay.
The 2 people who can make decisions there are Stan Kroenke and Josh. Stan Kroenke is not
the
interested in Arsenal's decision making. Josh may be a little bit because his father has told him to, but he's not even a footballing person. So I will tell you, essentially, we don't have a board of directors. There's nobody, there's no football people, there's nobody that is in love with the club that is on our board. So that is why you can see the decisions are board. If you check all this, I went to check Leicester City's board the other day. If you compare it to Arsenal's board, my brother, we don't have a board, right? Even if you go beyond Leicester City, check Chelsea, check all these other clubs, Aston Villa, they have better board of directors. If they're on their board, you see people that love the team there, long-term fans of the team. You will see actual football people, experienced football people on their board. We don't have that on our board at all. And that reflects in the decisions we are making. If you now even come to our executive management, this one even makes everything worse. Because our CEO is Vinay. Vinay is not a football person, he's a marketing person. If you go and look at his CV on LinkedIn, right? We have that, we have Edu, we have Ateta, right? Edu and Ateta, Ateta, this is his first job. I won't expect so much from him.
but we
Edu
have
isn't even that good
Edu
as
is
well.
part of Invincible. He's a football
But that
person,
doesn't mean anything.
right?
It
But
doesn't mean he's
is
good
he not?
enough for the job.
Yeah.
So the point I'm trying to make is that I don't think we have the competence at the board and the management level to show that we're serious as a club and to make the right decisions, in my opinion. And that is why they've not sacked Ateta. Because who's going to sack him? Stan Kroenke doesn't care. Josh doesn't know enough. Edu and Ateta are probably friends. Nobody's going to sack him.
Nobody is going to sack him. How many people do we have at the board when they sack Emery?
Don't forget, Emery's time, we still had people. We still had all these Raul Sanelli. We still had Ivan Gazidis. We still had people who knew football, who could make decisions. We don't have that anymore. Those people have gone and we never replaced them.
But
so the problem in this club is a big
don't tell me there is nobody to
no, but this is the reality. If things don't get terrible, nobody's going to sack Ateta. Who is going to sack him? Except, is it Vinay or is it Stan Kroenke? Who is going to make the decision to sack Ateta? I don't see the person. That is just me. But we'll see how this goes. Let's take a few comments and then we'll preview the coming week. Zeno here is saying Lukaku is a true life legend. Guy is an inspiration, no joke. It's also that's Baga. Big up to you, Baga. Zeno is saying Mari is slow, Ben White is weak. No, he's drunk. They will beat us 3-1. Bagav is also saying I'm expecting a Lukaku double, sadly. Hopefully not. I hope Lukaku doesn't even score a goal against us. Big ups to you, Joan. Fans make a difference, but our fans don't make enough noise to intimidate anyone. I think our fans are just tired, if you ask me. Fans, the suffering has been, we don't want to suffer. I've been waiting on us. You don't see fans, we don't want to suffer for this club.
I'm telling you.
It's crazy, man. Sentiment is here finally. Big ups to you. Multi boy, please make your point.
Yeah, but this is why a lot of people are saying that if we're talking now, we're saying the manager should go, the boss should go, and they're saying that we can't give them time anymore. We're all tired.
Bro.
Let me tell you one thing, yeah.
Bro.
You know, Arsenal always put like a training video and on YouTube. When I don't watch that no more.
Nobody watches. Sometimes
nonsense.
I'm tempted to comment and say, you people, after all this training, you will still lose. But I say, don't let me be a negative person. Let me just watch it and move on.
It doesn't make sense to me. I was watching. There's one that I saw on the latest one they put on. I saw Pablo Mari scoring a goal in training. Is he the one that is going to go and score a goal in the game? I was like, what is that?
Big up to you, sentiments. Big up panel. We're on our way. Juan is saying Chelsea will beat Arsenal 3-1. I can see predictions in the comments. Sentiments here is saying we're on our way. Osman Ali is saying, have you ever considered that the source of our problems at the club over the last 15 years could be a voodoo curse placed on us? Honestly, it could be. I won't be surprised. He says we're on our way to the championship. Akuma disagrees. Please, we're not going to the championship. Bagav is saying, in a way, taking off Ozil for Willock is a sub I would love now. Well, that was Emery's time. Tade, the man that has been asked about 100 times on this show, has finally commented. He says, I'm skeptical about Odegaard. Ancelotti reject. Wasn't impressed by him last season. Perhaps it would surprise me. Mossy Boy will agree with you on that 100%. But we're going to see what Odegaard does for us. Bagav is saying it's a battle for Emery. Fight with adaptability. Let's throw down. Let's few punches.
Guys, I'll probably have to go soon, guys. Sorry.
Hey, no problem, Akuma. Big up to you, my G. Big up to you, my G. Sentiment here saying there's a statistic, Bemiga, Europa League, Emery versus Ateta. Emery wins, finishing fatality. Of course, Emery is a lot better than Ateta. So I think this is sentiment also giving us the number of people on our board. Let's Lewis, Chips, Kes, which has left the club. We didn't replace him. a clueless board. And I'm not even joking. We don't have a
Mm-hmm.
board in this club.
Mm-hmm.
Our board is Stan Kroenke and Josh Kroenke, and they're not gonna do anything for us, right? And we'll just see how that goes. Osman
Yeah, this
Ali,
is this is one of the reason why if the fan are asking them to sell the club that is going to look
sell the
after the
club.
club.
Let's set up a
Just
proper
sell it
structure
and
in
just
this
get the
club,
people that is going to
right?
look after the club for us.
Everybody that has left, we've not replaced, right?
Mm-hmm.
Raul Sanelli, Ivan Gazidis, what's that guy's name that we bought that helped us to bring Aubameyang? All those people,
Mm-hmm.
they left.
They left.
Sven Mislintat. We didn't
Yeah.
replace any of them.
Mm-hmm.
They've just gone. It's the way we don't replace players. We don't replace board members as well and management members. So it's really
Mm-hmm.
crazy. Tade is here saying Odegaard. Okay, because Osman Alia said Tade should keep quiet because he believes Odegaard is decent. Odegaard, and he has to prove us right or wrong this season.
Mm-hmm.
But Tade is saying Odegaard was decent in a few games. I wasn't convinced overall. If Arsenal wants to get a top, we can't be getting Real
Oh,
Madrid rejects.
reject.
Anyways,
Yeah.
that's what it is. Let's get back on track. Let's just preview a few games for the coming week. We've already previewed the Arsenal Chelsea game. I'll just pick like two other games and we'll wrap up the show. So I think this week, I think Arsenal Chelsea is probably the game of the week. It's a star
Game of
game,
the
right?
Sunday.
But we also have, I think, some games that I think are interesting. One is Wolves versus Spurs, only because it's what's this guy's name now? Nuno Espirito Santo now
Mm-hmm.
going against his former club, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think for Wolves, a few interesting things, right? The one is the arrival of Jimenez, even though they lost to Leicester last week, but
Yeah.
Jimenez is back. But there's also the interesting fact that obviously they have a new manager now, and we
Yeah.
don't know if how good they will be. But Tottenham, after beating City, do you think they're going to beat Wolves, Mossy boy?
Yeah, well, because their style of play, because Nuno has got a better player than what he's got at Wolves anyway. You can see Tottenham the way they played against City. They're not when Jose Mourinho is there, they're not sitting back, they're not playing defensive game. They just attack City as well. They just watch City because if City are playing, they always leave their back open. You understand? And Tottenham they just exploit
Exploited
that
that,
and
yeah.
just
Hopefully, Arsenal can
yeah.
exploit that in 2 weeks' time
But I would say maybe probably Tottenham might probably be too much for them
for Wolves, right?
because
They
of
might
the
edge
better
it.
player they've had. They might probably edge it. I would say
True.
probably say 1-0 again to Tottenham. So and yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about this Hurricane situation? It's
Um,
also something that is, an highlight for
mm,
Tottenham at the moment. I heard he's back
mm,
in training.
yeah.
But there's still the rumors that City want to buy him. Do you think he's
Yeah,
gonna
but
go to City?
yeah, I heard the news on BBC website, BBC Sport website. Man City is going with 150 million for him.
Nah.
So if Tottenham doesn't want to sell with that amount, then they're looking at another striker, a 21-year-old striker. I can't remember his name. I cannot remember. I don't have it at the top
Is
of
it
my head
the
now.
Vlahovic or something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that? Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
they
I heard
want they
Arsenal
want
was interested in him as well, but I
yeah.
don't know
So then,
if that
but
was serious enough.
Harry Kane is their top target, 150 million. So and if Man City get him for 150, that I would say that's the big transfer business done for Man City. They're
Yeah,
not going to
done.
go out to go and sign
And you
anybody.
can see when you look at Man City and Chelsea, for
Mm,
example, and maybe even Man U, you can see they didn't sign a lot of players anymore because their
mm,
squad is already packed.
yeah, yeah.
Chelsea just added Lukaku and closed shop, right?
Yeah, because Chelsea has already done all their players they want to
Transfer
sign when
business
Lampard
last
was
week.
there. The only thing that they're missing is just a striker.
Yeah,
So
true,
and
true.
they added that striker now. That's the transfer business done for them
hmm
because
Before we go to the
Chelsea has got a big squad
a big
that
squad.
every season they got the highest number of players that went out loan every
Mm.
season. So
True, true.
yeah,
Before we go to another game, Gio is here. Today in the chat. Mossy boy, keep speaking facts. Gio is really on your side today.
you know.
I can't lie. Gio is bigging you up everywhere.
Big up Gio. Big
Zeno
up
is
Gio.
saying we need to play three at the back, and honestly, I don't. I agree with Zeno.
Yeah, that
I've
is
suggested it.
true.
Like, bro, let's go back to three at the back, man, because it's
You remember?
looking real.
Yeah, you remember when Atata first came when we don't have no players. Now that we have players, he was playing three at the back and we're doing well.
Yeah, Yeah,
But
I think the three at the back had to stop when we're no longer scoring goals. So now we're in a situation where we're not scoring goals, but our defending now looks a bit shaky again. It's like, should we just go back, go
mm,
three at the back? But
mm.
we'll see. Please, you people should leave Tade alone. Tade does not want to argue. Big up to Sentiment. He's saying big up Tade. Yeah, big up Gio as well. Thank you, Sentiment. You bigging up Gio for us. Thank you, Gio, a lot for the tip. Um,
Mhm.
Gio here is saying Tade the lawyer in the chat. So Spurs actually lost the game today, but it wasn't a serious game. It was a friendly match, I think. And they lost 1-0, but they used a lot of young players as well. So the last game I wanted us to look at was West Ham and Leicester. West Ham
Mm,
last week, they impressed me so much because they were playing against Newcastle,
mm.
right? And they went down. Newcastle scored first, West Ham
First,
equalized.
score
Newcastle
two.
scored again, West Ham equalized, and they went on to win that game 4-2. Right. And I was like, this is what I want my club to be able to do. You know, when you
Mhm.
go down, stay in the game and get back in the game and you can
Yeah,
win. Right.
yeah,
And obviously, there's Leicester City. They also beat Wolves last season. And they're one
yeah.
of the, I mean, these are two teams that finished in the top 6 last season. And you're looking at them and you're saying,
Mhm.
maybe these teams have they replaced Arsenal in the hierarchy of the top teams. But I don't know, in your opinion, West Ham Leicester, who do you think is going to win?
First of all, I want to say Newcastle are their own. No, has got nobody to blame than themselves. You are you are 2-1 up, and you are messing with the ball in your own half. Why? Why do you want to do that? That and Saint Maximan guy, just plain
Right.
simple.
It's just
Uh, You just
he can't
you
play under
just want
Ateta. Ateta will
no.
break
You
him.
just is it under Atata? They're saying that the Arsenal are interested in him. You know, so just play simple football, and you know you just lost the ball in your own half. Then you put your defense under pressure. That guy cannot play one touch or two touch football. At least if we
Yeah,
want to
he
take
has so much
two
flair.
three
He's always
player
trying to
on,
dribble. He's always trying to dribble, always trying to show himself.
Premier League is not like that. I would say that is their own downfall. Regarding the Leicester and West Ham, it's going to be a very tough game. Then I'll probably go for draw on that one.
Right. I mean, I'm still having a hard time looking at West Ham as a top team. They are clearly a top team,
No, they're not. They're
right?
not. No, 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 no,
But I
no,
have a
no,
hard
no.
time
They
looking at
they are
them.
not. They are not a top team. Okay. The only thing is they are playing. They are playing together. They help each other out. I'm still saying when the Europa League kicks in, when they are traveling Sunday, Sunday they're playing Sunday, Thursday, Sunday, Thursday. When all those competition, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, all of them kicks in, they're playing like 2, 3 games in a week and a half. Then we will know what they're all about.
We'll know what they're all
So
about.
yeah,
Okay, no problem. But I do think Leicester is going to beat West Ham. But we'll see how that goes.
we'll see.
Let's take a few more comments before we close. Bagav is a question for Tade. It says, when is the next Tade Kenny steal?
Um,
Sentiment here saying, Bemiga, Arsenal aren't interested in anybody else. They're not even interested in
interesting.
themselves. 130 million pounds installments paid, and the team is weaker than before. I mean, I don't think the team is weaker than before, but we have not significantly improved, regardless of the amount of money we
The
spend.
reason why the team has not improved is because all the players that we sign are not first team player. They are backup players. We don't sign anybody to come and play in the first team for us. So that is the reason why the
So you
team
don't think Ben White and maybe Odegaard now are first team
this
players?
is what I'm saying. This guy has not bet. Are you this someone's mentioned something on Instagram. He said Ben White is just a Love Island version of what's his name, Rob Holding. So tell me, Rob Holding cannot do what he did against Brentford. I still think maybe probably Rob Holding might probably do
Roboting might have
better.
done better. No, Roboting is a lot better aerially. So you know that
You
all those
understand what I'm
aerial
saying?
balls that I couldn't win, Roboting would have done a better job,
So to me,
definitely.
I've been saying from the beginning, when Arsenal are saying they're going to sign Ben White, I'm not a fan of him, but I'm
I
not
think
saying he's not a good player, but we
Now
don't
only
need him.
Arsenal they do that kind of thing. You know,
We don't need him.
when imagine say when Chelsea won't sign Lukaku,
Mhm.
you know, go see any Chelsea fan we go talk say do we really need Lukaku? You know, go see him.
I
Everybody
know.
agree say this signing makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
When man you want sign Sancho and Varane, you go hardly see any
See
Man U fan
anybody
will go
that
disagree
said
with
that
their
say
signing.
they're signing,
But when Arsenal want sign player, like half of the fan base, they believe say the signing are nonsense.
because now Manchester United has gone out to get a better partner for
Maguire,
for Maguire. That definitely is going to be, they will be more stable at the back. So they can see that going forward, because Rashford now has gone to he's gone to operate
is
his shoulder.
injured, yeah.
So they said, okay, we're going to be losing one of their quick player. They've gone out to go and bring Sancho in to say, okay, even though when Rashford come back, it's going to be firepower. You
Yeah.
understand what I mean?
It's only Arsenal, like it's when Arsenal wants to make signings, you have to do analysis for
You
the signing
understand
to
why
make
to
sense.
make sense.
So the signing to make
Why?
sense, you have to go and ask yourself, oh wait, because we don't make common sense signings. It's really
Sign it.
stressful.
It's really
It's, even this
stressful.
Odegaard one, half of the fan base don't
Fan
believe
base
Odegaard is
don't
good
believe it's
enough.
good enough. You understand what I
Ramsdale,
mean?
80% of the fan base don't even
Not
want Ramsdale.
why do we need to go and sign Ramsdale? We don't need all those type of goalkeeper. We need a goalkeeper that is going to be coming in and be saying to and be saying to Ben Leno, now you ain't number one. I'm coming in to come and take your shit.
Take that number one spot from you. But
And the
Ramsdale isn't
only
gonna do that.
Ramsdale is not going to do that, but the only person that I think he can do that is that Onana guy. We know he was banned till November or so. If Ben Leno is seeing this guy in Arsenal and he's seeing how this guy is performing in training, Ben Leno will be thinking that if I messed up and this guy getting goal, I ain't going back into that goal again. You
True,
understand what I mean?
true,
Onana is
true.
very good with his feet. He's very good with his catching. He commands
Come
his
on, he's a
area.
world class
So
goalkeeper.
so he's
It's a world class.
way
I
better
still
than
think we should have signed him. I think they wanted us to pay what? How many million for him? I
four
think
million.
regardless,
Four
we should
million
have
is
just
cost.
taken him, bring him
Just
here, let him start training. You know,
training.
he's not gonna play until November. He's gonna go
Yeah.
for the Cup of Nations whenever it goes. But
Mm.
honestly, start
Even
training with the
yeah,
team.
even though when they say you cannot train with your teammate, the manager can give him the training pattern that he's going to be doing, and he's going to be showing, sending. Okay, the manager. Well, when there is COVID, when the COVID happened, the manager
We were
sent
training, yeah,
training pattern to all the players to be
yeah.
training.
That was the
So
time we still all of us still loved that Ateta.
you know, so
Ateta has
it's
really
kind of
fallen out to the
because
fans,
to
man.
me, Ramsdale is not coming into Arsenal to come and challenge Leno. No,
I don't think so.
even if
I will be disappointed if that's their plan.
yeah, if
It will be
Leno
so
is in goal
disappointing.
now, if even though if they pass the back pass to Leno, and Leno just pick the ball, throw it into the net purposely, Arteta will still play him again the next game. I'm telling you
But
because it's not.
you know, Ateta, I've said it so many times. He doesn't like to lose. He's a scared guy. So he will always go with the safest option. It's why I probably never bench Leno. Our sentiment is saying we meet David Luiz. Most people, do you miss Luiz?
Maybe probably the only is leadership at the back. So maybe that's the only. I
Because
would say that's the only
because
thing I
he's
would
saying
mind.
here that if we had Luiz against Brentford, Tony would not have been ragdolling our 100 million defense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but the reason why it says that is Luis is an horrible defender. So there is one striker. What's his name? This lead striker,
Bamford.
Bamford. He was saying that he mistakenly stepped on Luis, and Luis just said, "Oh, don't worry, we're friends, we're players." The
And
next
then
minute
Luiz
the ball comes, he clattered him like Ben White was. It was like I just saw you. You said
I
we are
thought you said
friends, and
we're
we are
fine.
friends. He clattered him. I'm telling you, if Luis is there, David Luis will have given him something to,
To worry
it's
about
not going to be because that guy, he saw Ben White as a soft defender. Even
defender.
though Rob Holding will have give that guy something to think of. That I know you're a striker, you want to score, but before you can score past me, at least you have to work
You
for it.
work first.
You
Well,
understand? And that guy against Ben White, he won every single header.
the Ben White is terrible
It's
aerially. I didn't realize
terrible.
it was that bad, but it's really, really
I
bad.
I don't know.
The
And they
man
said
can't.
it. it is a ball carrier from the. If
And I
you're a
didn't
ball
see the
carrier,
ball carrying as well.
I
Maybe
don't
it's the
see that. I
first
don't
game.
see that. No,
Maybe
I
we
don't
will
see
see it
that.
in subsequent
The
games.
only
But man,
one thing that annoyed me most is their first goal, and they scored that goal, and Ben Leno was right there at the
yeah,
near
it
post.
was his near post. I don't know, man.
Oh,
I don't even know. I don't want to talk about that goal. I'm done with that game. I'm trying to move on from it.
mm.
Joe is saying Bemiga turning into Tade making lawyer excuses. I don't. Tade has infected me. Abi. Sentiment saying the only change was Ben White for Luis, and we lost Luis Trent's aerial presence and leadership at the back. I mean, I think judging from that Brentford game, that's probably true. I said we went to get a better partner for Partey, and we came back with the same rubbish one.
you know.
We said we are going to sell Xhaka. Everybody was convinced Xhaka had left this club, only for us to
Well,
extend his contract.
for giving Xhaka another contract, that sums up the club.
It
I'm
sums up
telling
our
you,
club. I
it
can't lie.
sums
It
up
really sums up
everything.
our club. It's saying we should have signed two goalkeepers, Johnstone and Onana, same price, but more on wages. Put Leno to the curb for Randy. But honestly, right, this was my plan, right? I mean, not with I didn't have Johnstone in mind, but I did say what we should have just done is see Leno, one more season, you're out of this club, right? We sign Onana and start to groom him to take over from Leno, and we find a backup goalkeeper for Onana. That's for me is a better long-term plan. But like I said, I believe that's still our plan. I believe Ramsdale is a backup for Onana when we eventually sign him. I don't believe that our plan is to replace Leno with Ramsdale. As in,
Ramsdale, no.
Leno is miles off Ramsdale. He's way better than Ramsdale. Let's not banter around here, right? It's not at the level that we want for us now, but it's way better than Ramsdale. But I mean,
Yeah,
we're
but
gonna see.
well, the thing is, when Leno first came, I think is a better shop stopper. Like you know, when he's kind of making a lot of saves for us.
Mhm.
It's that
He
he's
still
keeping
makes a
us
lot
in
of
the
saves, to be honest.
yeah. But
It's
I don't
just
know.
he
I
makes
don't know.
mistakes now.
Players just going under this guy like because
Everybody,
because this guy now Lukunga he still have the hunger that he's bringing from his old club. That is why with time we're gonna just see him playing with this player. We just like under this
he'll
manager, he
just
just
go
go,
down,
he will
right?
just go down, and everybody will start complaining about him. Like
True.
everybody complain about Gabriel Magalhaes
Yeah,
because when he
and
first came, he's
I
playing
mean, our
well.
player of the month for 3 seasons in a row.
3 seasons in a
Everybody,
row,
everybody forgot
3 months
about that.
in a row.
Everybody forgot about that. That when
Mhm,
the season started, even when we were going through that tough time,
mhm.
Gabriel was our player of the month
Yeah,
consistently.
3 months in a row. Yeah.
But it is what it is. Zeno is saying something here, and this is something that I was saying 3-4 years ago when we
Mhm.
first before Leicester signed Kagla Soyuncu. We were linked with
Well,
Soyuncu
Lindsay is with Syuncho.
season after season. We didn't sign him until Leicester signed
That's
him.
under
But that
Wenger.
was
We are linked with
under
him.
Wenger and even under Emery as well. We were
Yeah.
linked with him, but we didn't
Mhm.
sign him. Leicester signed him, and you can see the quality that guy brings.
Mhm.
But whatever, man. Gio's last comment: 30 million for a backup. Look at Lawyer Gbemiga at it again, straight defending. I'm not defending. I'm only trying to make sense of what has happened.
You
But
know.
I've said it. I don't believe Ramsdale will be our first choice.
That's
I'll be
right.
too disappointed if that's the plan. But anyways, thanks a lot for all of this. It's been a very interesting show today. Big ups to everybody that showed up. Big ups to you, Gio, for the tip. Zeno's sentiment. Everybody that showed up. Bagav. Big ups to you, Tade, Osman Ali. Everybody, thank you for watching Last Giddy Effect, and we'll be back again next week. Big ups to you, Mossy Boy, and we'll see you next week.
Awesome. Thanks.
Tick tock, time na money. Ori, me, check a shake yori. Licky, come and take me away to the place of my desire. I don't wanna be there. Tori,